Hey, what's up, guys? It's boy South Central. We back at it again. And yes, we are back at it again.
Yay!
And had a long holiday, right? Working, doing family things. And again, I appreciate you guys, right? For tuning in when you don't have to. All right. Now I'm gonna start putting my social media up on my videos, and hopefully you guys could follow my Instagram, right? Specifically my Instagram, and I'll answer, bro. Right? Message me, I'll answer. If you want me to review a video, I'll do it, right? If it makes sense, okay? And only if you want me to. Again, I appreciate you guys for watching my video, and today I'm going to be reviewing Joe Rogan, right? Mark Zuckerberg, and it's a crazy interview. Let's get into it.
Rogan Experience.
Train by day, Joe Rogan podcast by night, all day.
All right, we're up. What's happening? Good to see you.
You too?
What's going on?
You know, chill week.
Yeah, sort of. This recent announcement that you did about content moderation, how has that been received?
Probably depends on who you ask.
Right.
But you know, Lizard Man. I've been working on this for a long time. So, I mean, you got to do what you think is right. You know, we've been on a long journey here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's and I think at some level you only start one of these companies if you believe in giving people a voice, right? I mean, the whole point of social media is basically, you know, giving people the ability to share what they want.
Right.
And you know, it goes back to, you know, our original mission is just give people the power to share and make the world more open and connected.
What do you think started the pathway towards increasing censorship? Because clearly we were going in that direction for the last few years. It seemed like we really found out about it when Elon bought Twitter and we got the Twitter files. And when you came on here and when you were explaining the relationship with FBI, where they were trying to get you to take down certain things that were true and real and certain things they tried to get you to limit the exposure to them. So it's these kind of conversations. Like, when did all that start?
Yeah, well, look, I think going back to the beginning, or like I was saying, I think you start one of these if you care about giving people a voice. You know, I wasn't too deep on our content policies for like the first 10 years of the company. It was just kind of well known across the company that we were trying to give people the ability to share as much as possible. And issues would come up, practical issues, right? So if someone's getting bullied, for example, we deal with that, or we put in place systems to fight bullying.
Right.
You know, if someone is saying, hey, you know, someone's pirating copyrighted content on the service, it's like, okay, we'll build controls to make it so we'll find IP protected content. But it was really in the last 10 years that people started pushing for like ideological based censorship. And I think it was two main events that really triggered this. In 2016, there was the election of President Trump, also coincided with basically Brexit in the EU and sort of the fragmentation of the EU. And then, you know, in 2020, there was COVID. And I think that those were basically these two events where for the first time, we just faced this massive institutional pressure.
Now, straight off the bat, like he's lying. I take offense to the lies that he's doing, right? He literally keep reiterating that he started a platform for people to have free speech. But you did it. You participated in a communistic like agenda when it came to censoring people about things you didn't agree with. You took part in that. It's hard for me to believe you, and I don't believe you. And I hope that other people are not so quick to believe you, because you do sound convincing. Like, if I was on the other side, right, and I was really trying to figure out what was going on or what happened, he does sound convincing. But to me, he's playing a very smart game, right? He wants to be in the middle now, right? He wants people to not say forgive him, but he wants to play the game, right? Trump won the election. Okay, by a large margin, if you'd say, because people said it's going to be a tight match, and it wasn't. Trump won. The American people have spoken. We know what you did, right? I still remember what you did when it came to the ballot, the drop boxes back the last election. Like you played a big part in the communistic mindset of the now fallen Democratic Party, but now you want to take a step back. Like, bro, you lame. Like, you real lame. At least be honest. But these are for the people that ain't up on game. But like I said, when you read the comment section, everybody know what's up. Like, we can see through it. But I don't understand these people mindset. Like, do you not think think we see you? Like, do you not understand that we watched those hearings? Like, do you not understand most of the people that don't agree with you have been a victim of Facebook censorship? So it's hard to just hear you out, bro. We know what you did. Stop playing with me. And I know Joe Rogan is his boy, but like, you lame. We gonna hear some more though. Let's see how much more lies we gonna get from old boy. It's getting crazy, man.
To basically start censoring content on ideological grounds.
And I'm sorry to interrupt you, but when it first came up in 2016, did it come under the guise of the Russian collusion hoax?
And this is the thing. At the time, I was really sort of ill prepared to kind of parse what was going on. Right? It's I think part of my reflection looking back on this is I kind of think in 2016 in the aftermath, I gave too much deference to a lot of folks in the media who were basically saying, okay, there's no way that this guy could have gotten elected except for misinformation. People can't actually believe this stuff, right? It has to be that there's this kind of like massive misinformation out there. Some of it started with the Russia collusion stuff. But it kind of morphed into different things over time.
Well, he was so ideologically polarizing, right? Like people didn't want to believe that anybody looked at him and said, this should be our president.
Yeah, so I took this.
That's what made it easier for them to do what they did as far as censor a president. That's unprecedented. That's never heard of. Like, who gave you the right in America to censor the president? Like, this is why when he did that and people accepted it, like the social media and mostly every American, because we didn't have a large kickback to it. It's just okay, because a lot of people didn't like him, so it was okay, right? They set a standard by basically censoring the commander in chief, right? And nobody did anything about it. So what made you think that they weren't gonna do it to you? It was simple, right? This guy's foolish, bro. Foolish. Let's get back into it.
And just kind of assume that everyone was acting in good faith. And I said, okay, well, there are concerns about misinformation.
Dirty, rotten
we should,
traitor.
just like when people raised other concerns in the past and we try to deal with them. Okay, yeah, people, no, if you ask people, no one says that they want misinformation. So maybe there's something that we should do to basically try to address this. But I was really...
You address misinformation with free speech. We don't need fact checkers. We don't need people to tell us what to believe. We don't need people. We're smart enough to understand what's a lie and what's a truth. We don't need you to tell me what is truth. And if I don't agree with you, then I'm crazy. I'm wilding. What I need you to do is let the truth speak against a lie, and the truth will prevail, like it always does. Look at Trump. He won, right? The rhetoric. Look at how Trump was treated by Obama when he basically scolded black men for not voting for Kamala Harris, and Trump is a racist and all. It's all a lie. Okay, eventually the lies will fizzle out with the truth, but then you guys will censor what you don't want people to know. You're not the bearer of the truth. You need to allow free speech. And it sucks to even say that, right? Allow free speech. If you're in America, we assume that you already understand what we stand for and what we fought for in this country. Free speech is it is valuable, and it goes alongside with our freedom. Okay, it goes alongside with the free world. You can't take one without the other. So to me, where do we go wrong? We allow people like this lizard man to do what he did because we got lazy mentally. We got lazy, and we need to understand how valuable free speech is.
Worried from the beginning about basically becoming this sort of decider of what is true in the world, right? That's like kind of a crazy position to be in for billions of people using your service. And so we tried to put in place a system that would deal with it. And early on tried to basically make it so that it was really limited. We're like, all right, we're just going to have this system where there's these third-party fact checkers and they can check the worst of the worst stuff, right? So things that are very clear hoaxes, that there's like, it's not like we're not parsing speech about whether something is slightly true or slightly false, like Earth.
See, it's hard for me to let him slide with that because the Hunter Biden laptop, because the Russiagate, the inoculations, bro, like, you got it wrong plenty of times. The fact that you are the bearer of the truth is just, to me, is very distasteful. We need to allow that. You don't need to allow nothing back up, dude. Your job is to have a platform. That's it, right? You started a social media company. Be a social media company. Shut up. Leave us alone. Let us do our thing. You don't need to police words. The one thing you don't need to do is police words and information. That's when you start overstepping, and the mindset of these people is ridiculous, right? The mindset of these oligarchs are ridiculous. Our country was here before you. What makes you think just because you created a social media company, you could establish what speech is okay, right? That's weird to me. This is why I can't allow that to pass my ears. Like, it's just normal. We're really talking to a person who created a social media platform. Hear him say, well, we needed to create third-party people. He's basically justifying censorship in any way he can. Well, some stuff needs to be censored. Nothing needs to be censored because the truth will fizzle it out. It's simple. Let the process, it always work that way. Let the process do its thing. But if you impede on the process, you are now the problem.
It's flat, things like that, right? So that was sort of the original intent. We put in place the system, and it just sort of veered from there. I think to some degree, it's because some of the people whose job is to do fact-checking, a lot of their industry is focused on political fact-checking. So they just kind of veered in that direction. And we kept on trying to basically get it to be what we had originally intended, which is just, it's not, the point isn't to like judge people's opinions. It's to provide in this layer to kind of help fact-check some of the stuff that seems the most extreme, but it just, it was just never accepted by people broadly. I think people just felt like the fact checkers were too biased.
It shouldn't be accepted.
Not necessarily even so much in what they ruled, although sometimes I think people would disagree with that. A lot of the time, it was just what types of things they chose to even go and fact check in the first place. So I kind of think, like, after having gone through that whole exercise, it I don't know, it's something out of like 1984, one of these books where it's just like, it really is a slippery slope. And it just got to a point where it's just, okay, this is destroying so much trust, especially in the United States, to have this program. And I guess it was probably about a few years that I really started coming to the conclusion that we were going to need to change something about that. COVID was the other big one, where that was also very tricky. Because, in the beginning it was, it's like a legitimate public health crisis, in the beginning. And it's, even people who are like the most ardent First Amendment, defenders, the Supreme Court has this clear precedent that's like, all right, you can't yell fire in a crowded theater. There are times when, if there's an emergency, your ability to speak can temporarily be curtailed in order to get an emergency under control. So I was sympathetic to that at the beginning of COVID. It seemed like, okay, you have this virus. It seems like it's killing a lot of people. I don't know, we didn't know at the time how dangerous it was going to be. So at the beginning, it kind of seemed like, okay, we should give a little bit of deference to the government and the health authorities on how we should play this. But when it went from, 2 weeks to flatten the curve to, and like in the beginning, it was like, okay, there aren't enough masks. Masks aren't that important. To then it's like, oh no, you have to wear a mask. And, everything was shifting around. It just became very difficult to kind of follow. And this really hit the most extreme, I'd say, during the Biden administration when they were trying to roll out the vaccine program. And I'm generally pretty pro rolling out vaccines. I think on balance, the vaccines are more positive than negative.
We know.
But
we know.
I think that while they're trying to push that program, they also tried to censor anyone who is basically arguing against it. And they pushed us super hard to take down things that were honestly were true, right? I mean, they basically pushed us in
typical lizard man thing to do. Typical iguana chameleon thing to do. Reptile thing to do. Blame them. They always do, and I always say this, they always do bad things in good faith. Right? I'm doing this to help you. Like this censorship is to help. I genuinely thought that doing this will be the right thing to do. Right? They do terrible, and these people are the worst because they think they're doing the right thing. Which means that at the time they're motivated to do what they need to do in order to justify their moral compass when it comes to doing something right. So you can't tell them nothing when they're doing something terrible. By the time they figure out what they did was terrible, you got World War II, right? With the Nazis, right? And then you bring the citizens who agreed with Nazism to these kill plants and see, hey, this is what you did. This is what you did. Your negligence. This is what you did. Oh, I thought we were doing something right because, that's what we were told to do. Yeah, look what you did. Okay, maybe you need to start focusing on. Maybe you need to start focusing on hearing both sides, right? To understand the humanity and understand that you are hurting other people. And I know he knows what he was doing. He's going to lie, right? He's just going to play the game. And this is what they do. But the fact that he's blaming Biden means nothing to me because you are solely responsible for your actions, right? Just like the court system. If you're around somebody that committed a crime, you know this person, you didn't call the police, you didn't raise the alarm, you are a part of that crime, right? I feel like he should be in jail. I feel like there should be some type of repercussions to your actions because before there was no censorship. I wasn't censoring people. It wouldn't happen that way. No, I'm just doing, I'm just making sure that people are getting the right information, right? This thing didn't exist. But now, since Trump won, it's like they backtracking. And I love to see the backtracking because it's nothing more satisfying than understanding that maybe we wasn't wrong, right? Even though they try to manipulate it, dip it, flip it, I knew I wasn't wrong. But the fact that they thought that they can get away with it is wild. But it's very, 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 very disrespectful, distasteful, and degrading just to hear him say things like this, knowing that we know what's up. Like, we know what's up, bro. You don't gotta lie. And we still don't trust you. We still don't like you. You still need to go to jail, right? But we gonna get back into it, man. We gonna get back into it.
Anything that says that vaccines might have side effects, you basically need to take down. And I was just like, well, we're not going to do that. Like, we're clearly not going to do that. I mean, that is kind of
arguably true. They. Who's telling you to take down things that that talk about vaccine side effects?
It was people in the Biden administration. I think it was, I wasn't involved in those conversations directly, but I think it was.
How difficult is that to not be involved in those conversations directly?
We not letting them get away with that, Mr. Rogan.
All right, lizard cries.
That's how He's crying. Lizard Man is crying. He's lying, lying. We cannot let him get away with that. You were a part of those conversations because this is your business. You knew what was going on. You participated in it. You can't act like I had no responsibility. I had nothing to do with that. I wasn't in those conversations. You will not do that to us as American people. You won't do that. Okay? You can't do that to us, bro. Because bro, during the Senate hearings, bro, come on. You can't play with us like that, bro. Like, come on. I know that Joe Rogan's your homie, but they did him dirty during the COVID situation. So it's like you took part of that too, though. You took part in that censorship, and I'm kind of blame you for what they did to him too. Right? But you gonna backtrack and act like everything's fine. I can't let you get away with that, bro. But we know you was gonna lie about that. All right. This interview was kind of nail and void, bro. I would ask you real questions like, do you lay eggs? Okay. Are you shedding? Like, do you guys shed? Like what time of the year do you guys shed? Like type shit, Also, like, I'm the type of person, right? Because bunk the interview. I would just let a fly, right? Like a fruit fly, fly around the building to see how he reacts. And I'm gonna ask him questions to throw him off, but I want to see how he reacts to flies in here. I want to see how he reacts when a fly hits his face. And I know he's no Mike Pence, but I don't think he react. I want to see how fast his tongue reacts to the fruit fly hitting his freaking cheek. That's what I want to know. And then explain everything I knew about him already. Like he don't have to act surprised. I'll be like, bro, look, just cut the cameras. Look, I already knew it, bro. No, don't look. You don't gotta explain it. I just need the reassurance for myself because I know I went crazy. I just want to know, do you shed? Like, and I'm gonna be measuring tails. Yes, I will, because I need to bring it back to the fam, and they not gonna never believe me, right? But I owe you no loyalty because you unloyal to me. But that's just a no funny note, man. Everybody calls him the lizard man, but I'm starting to think that conspiracy is real. Like, to be honest, I literally think that conspiracy is real. That's just me though. We're gonna watch a little bit more, man, and commentate, and we gonna get up out of here.
But there's clearly you're moderating at scale that's beyond the imagination. The number of human beings you're moderating is fucking insane. Like, what's a Facebook? How many people use it on a daily basis? Forget about how many overall. Like, how many people use it regularly?
It's 3.2 billion people use one of our services every day. It's wild.
More than a third of the planet. That's so crazy.
Yeah, and it's
almost half of Earth.
Well, on a monthly basis, it is probably happening.
But so find a way to censor conservatives.
I want to say that though, there's a lot of like hypercritical people that are conspiracy theorists and think that everybody is a part of some cabal to control them. I want you to understand that whether it's YouTube or all these, whatever place that you think is doing something that's awful, it's good that you speak, because this is how things get changed, and this is how people find out that people are upset about content moderation and censorship. But moderating at scale is insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
What we were talking the other day about the number of videos that go up every hour on YouTube, and it's bananas. It's bananas. That's like, to try to get a human being that is reasonable, logical, and objective that's going to analyze every video, it's virtually impossible. It's not possible. So you got to use a bunch of tools. You're going to get a bunch of things wrong. And you have also people reporting things. And how much is that going to affect things? You could have mass reporting because you have bad actors. You have some corporation that decides we're going to attack this video because it's bad for us, get it taken down.
Right. So just censor all conservatives. Censor people that don't believe in what the government says. Right. Just because the moderation process, as far as moderating, right, 3-point-something billion people is just so terrible to where you just gotta, you gotta censor conservative people. We definitely didn't need Mark Zuckerberg to speak out for us to know that it was wrong. Okay, you were a part of it. We don't need you to speak out just to know that it was wrong. We knew it was wrong. We knew you were wrong. At the end of the day, we want you to be prosecuted. We can play this game all we want, but we want you to be prosecuted. That's when we'll be satisfied. Right now, we're not satisfied with you speaking out. That's not enough. You play games with us, the American people. You play games with our country and our freedoms. You play games. Okay, people died for that. We fought for that, right? The Constitution is vital to vital to this country. You played around with that, and you lied under oath. You played around, and we need repercussions to teach other individuals not to ever do that. You know, and you're indeed a traitor. That's how I feel. You're a traitor, right? And I don't agree with what you did, and I don't hear you. I learned nothing during this interview, and I just know that you're a liar. I had no other choice. If Biden would have won, or Kamala would have won, you would have shut your mouth. You wouldn't even hop on here talking like that. You just keep denying it like it just doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist. But it's easier to blame Joe Biden administration because they out of there. But we don't trust you. We don't like you, and you need to be prosecuted. And please, guys, if you can, please like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, man. I want to connect with you guys even more. Send me videos to react to, and just hit me up. I'll hit you guys back up. And South Central, we out.
We be really politicking while we whipping in the kitchen. God be my witness. At the age of 15, I was fighting